What is poppin', my guys? It is your boy Ashley the Cat, and I am coming to you with our Week 3 matchup of the IBA D2. Now, this match is one that I'm very excited for. As you can see, we are both 2-0, so someone's undefeated streak will get ruined in this game. And I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details, but I will go ahead and show you one little thing. This is Collin. He says, I'm going to destroy you in the IBA. We were cool, now you're verless. So this is the first time in the Draft League format where I've directly been told by somebody that I was going to lose. I've played a lot of people that are like, oh, you have a rough matchup, or oh, good game, and whatever. But this is the first time somebody's gone out of their way basically to tell me that I'm going to lose and that I'm going to get destroyed. So obviously I didn't like that very much. I prepped very, very hard this week, and I was really excited for this game. It had a good people, like a lot of different people from different servers, like the IBA server and the UBLN server all joined to watch this game. We had a pretty good crowd, and my adrenaline was definitely pumping. I was a big fan of this game. I'm excited to bring it to you and to show you the game. And while I'm sure some of you probably know the history behind why this is an important match, this is a good match for me. I feel like I need to win this match. It's a pride match, more so than anything else in the world. So let's go ahead and talk about our sets. We have Gliscor, and this Gliscor has a Toxic Orb, Poison Heal, Roost, Stealth Rock, Agility, and Baton Pass. Because if you look at mons, like my other mons that you'll see, my sweepers, as I get into that, I'm going to be referring back to this Gliscor set, because he does not really have anything on his team that spikes this Gliscor down. It can come in on a lot of these Pokemon, get the agility up, and Baton Pass out, and that is the goal. That's what I'm trying to do this game, is to get this agility Baton Pass off. Next up, we have our Mega Charizard X. This boy has Dragon Dance, Earthquake, Flare Blitz, and Thunder Punch, which if you look at his team, that hits pretty much everything. You don't really need any more coverage than that. The Miltank is a little bit bulky and probably could pose a bit of a problem, but that's a struggle for a different mon. Let's move on next to our Tentacruel. This has Black Sludge with Liquid Ooze, Haze, Toxic Spikes, Scald, and Rapid Spin. And this is just a nice little support set. Toxic Spikes, you see he does not have a Defogger. He does not have a Rapid Spinner. So if I get these Toxic Spikes up, they're up for a good, and they're up for the whole game, and there's nothing he can do about it. And mons like Miltank become much, much less effective when they are poisoned. So Toxic Spikes, I think, were a very good bring. Scald is there just to get some burns off if I need it. It helps a lot for Infernape, seeing as outside of Earthquake and stuff like that, I don't really have any stab moves to try and throw off at that thing. So it's always nice. I always like to have at least one stab move that can take out the opposition. Rapid Spin to help keep the hazards off of my side of the field. I know Charizard and Vikavolt both do not like rocks, so yeah, I just was really hoping that we could pull this off with this Tentacruel. I like the Toxic Spikes. That's what we're aiming for with that. Mimikyu right here has Ghostium Z. Obviously with the disguise, we got Swords Dance, Shadow Sneak, Play Rough, and Shadow Claw. This is nice little coverage, and also a very niche scenario that I was thinking of. If Miltank goes down and I have the opportunity to Baton Pass and Agility into this Mimikyu, what really is going to stop it? Like nothing. I debated on running Swords Dance instead of Agility on Gliscor to try and boost into that, and then Shadow Sneak sweep, but the Miltank was there, and I knew he would bring it. He brings it pretty much every week. It's a huge wall for his team, so I couldn't get the +4 Shadow Sneak cheese sweep either. So I brought Shadow Sneak to get mons like Choiced Infernape, as well as that Tornadus, because Tornadus is always fast, and very standard Mimikyu set. Nothing really too special. Also, he has a Superior, and all of my mons that could outspeed Superior were EV'd to outspeed Superior if possible. Like all these mons can outspeed anything on his team after an Agility pass. And I actually did EV'd it to outspeed Choice Scarf Infernape as well. So a lot of this stuff will outspeed even Choice Scarf Infernape after an Agility. So the Agility was a very important part of my plan. My other Agility sweeper is going to be Virizion. This has a Lumberry, Swords Dance, Stone Edge, Close Combat, and Leaf Blade, which hits absolutely everything on his team after a Swords Dance. The Reuniclus is a little bit of a problem for this set, but I wasn't too worried about the Reuniclus. I felt like this is more of a late game sweeper, and if it came down to it, I could do a hefty chunk to that Reuniclus and then revenge kill it with any of my other sweepers, especially my Mimikyu. That thing is not safe as long as I have that Mimikyu alive and well on my team. Finally, we have an expert belt Vikavolt. This has Thunderbolt, Bug Buzz, Volt Switch, and Hidden Power Fire. Because I brought this because he has a Crocodile, and Bug Buzz can Oko the Crocodile, but he didn't bring Crocodile, which is crazy because I have Jirachi, and I didn't bring Jirachi because he has Crocodile. And Crocodile just does so much good work to my team, and he didn't bring it. I guess he felt he did not need it. So we're going to go into this game finally after all the build up, talking about how important this game is. We're about to actually just go for it and watch. So unfortunately my FPS is shit in the bed right now, but hopefully it'll clear up once the recording starts getting into it. So we're gonna go into our Tentacruel first. I actually named all my Pokemon after people from the Bible because this was going to be a beatdown of biblical proportions in my mind. So that explains all the nicknames. He is going to taunt me and not let me get the toxic spikes up. So I don't really want to switch anything on my team into a Hurricane. So I try to go for the Scald here and I get confused. I actually want to slow this down a little bit more because it's going a little fast. So I am confused right here, and I'm going to hit myself in confusion, which really sucks because he gets off the Hurricane there, the other Hurricane, and I'm confused, and I think I break through and get a Scald on this turn actually. Yeah, there we go. I get the Scald, it gets the crit, and it gets the burn. So now basically I'm like, alright, I need this, my taunt's going to wear off here. And I was like, okay, all I need for him to do is just miss a Hurricane. He's hit 2 in a row. There's no way he hits a third one. This is Pokemon. You can't just be hitting all these low accuracy moves all the time. And as I hoped, he misses the Hurricane. I get up a layer of Toxic Spikes because I snap out of my confusion. So right here, I'm trying to think about what to do. I could Scald and try and take this out, or I could just throw up another layer of Toxic Spikes. And honestly, I thought he was going to hit the Hurricane. Sometimes you just feel it in your bones. I'm like, it doesn't really matter. He's about to hit this Hurricane. So I go ahead and throw up another layer of Toxic Spikes. And as you can see, he misses the Hurricane. So that's pretty good. I get 2 rounds of Toxic Spikes up, and if he just so happens to miss a third one, which would really suck, I do go for Scald this turn, which will be able to knock it out after burn. So he's let me wear this Tornadus down and set up 2 layers of Toxic Spikes. Tornadus is on 13%. Yeah, it gets Regenerator, but it's still only going to recover 33% of its health, probably putting it at maybe 45 or something like that. Even less after he gets down to 7. So I'm going to go right here into my Gliscor, and I see that he has to switch out here. He's not going to hit Hurricane. I have the opportunity just to set up an Agility here, which is exactly what I do. He is going to go into Reuniclus, which does have Wonder Guard, which is why he sent it in, because he doesn't want anything to get toxic yet. He's trying to preserve his Mons, so that was a good one to go into. And sitting here, I'm like, okay, he can't do that much damage to me. So I'm just going to go ahead and set up the Stealth Rocks. I'll be able to roost off anything he does. And he goes for Trick Room. I'm like, oh, that's really fortunate. I'm super glad he went for Trick Room since I'm at +2 speed. And as you can see, he's going to fire off the Psyshock. So I'm like, okay, I can take 1 more of those at most. But since I'm so fast, I will be able to outspeed and go right into my Mimikyu, which is exactly what I do. I live the Psychic from him on 9%, and I get this, and he gets the special defense drop. So this is actually kind of important for him, because Mimikyu's not like super bulky, but nothing on his team on the special side can one-hit KO it. But after that special defense drop, almost everything on his side of the field can one-hit KO it. So once this disguise is gone, this Mimikyu is going to be severely weakened. But I've gone into it. I anticipate he's going to switch, and I do have Shadow Sneak. So as long as he doesn't go into the Miltank, I should be fine here. And he goes into the Ampharos. So here I know that Ampharos has Mold Breaker, and I do expect him to attack me. And honestly, I was just sacking off the Mimikyu at this point. I probably should have switched into Gliscor, because with that -1, he will be able to knock me out with a Thunderbolt. I mean, it's almost 100% sure. So it wasn't the greatest decision to go for a Swords Dance here, but as you can see, he's going to Mega and use his last turn of Trick Room to, drumroll please, Thunder Wave. So I'm already at +2 speed, so this just puts me back right where I started, which is still faster than everything on his team not named Infernape and Tornadus. So I'm just going to play rough and knock that boy out. So he honest to God could have knocked me out there, but he decided to go for the hacks. He wants the yellow color. He trusts the yellow color. So we'll see if it pays off for him, because being paralyzed is not ideal, obviously. I'm not +2 speed anymore, so I don't outspeed a lot of these threats. And he is going to go right into Bluebell, the Miltank. So that's going to take Stealth Rock damage and going to be a little bit toxic. So here, I just expect him to break my disguise. So I'm just going to play rough and do about 41%, yeah, and take a little Rocky Helmet damage. So I expect him to like Seismic Toss or something here because it does get scrappy. But he's just going to go for the Stealth Rock, absolutely disrespecting the Mimikyu. Because after the toxic damage, that rolls in my favor. I'm about to knock this Miltank out. I'm going to hit play rough. Throw that boy in the dirt. Who needs it? Look, you're the dedicated Mimikyu wall. Why don't you take a seat? Because you did not do your job. I do take a little bit more Rocky Helmet damage, but we're sitting at 67%. Our disguise is still intact. His Mold Breaker Mon is gone, and we have 2 layers of Toxic Spikes as well as Stealth Rocks up. So we are looking absolutely fantastic. I'm going to hit the Shadow Claw. Unfortunately, I do not get the roll to knock it out, and it's going to get the Sparkling Aria off and break my disguise, but that's fine because the Toxic's going to take it out. That is a little bit unfortunate that my disguise is broken because now all he has to do is go into Infernape and Flare Blitz. But obviously that's a little bit spicy too, because if you go into Infernape and Flare Blitz, I can just go Charizard after this and try and set up a Dragon Dance sweep or something like that. Anyway, he's gonna hit Earthquake, and that's not gonna be enough. It's not gonna take me out. I'm gonna throw off the Shadow Claw. I'm gonna bring it all the way down to 2%, and the Toxic is going to knock it out. So I have not gotten paralyzed once by the yellow color, as you can tell. Had he just gone for the Thunderbolt or any of his moves, he said he had Iron Tail. Had he done literally anything but Thunder Wave, he would have knocked me out and this would not have been a problem. But we're going to Shadow Sneak, still not getting paralyzed, and take out the Thundurus. So all he's got left is this Reuniclus. I still have 5 of my Pokemon left, a bunch of which can actually 1v1 this fairly well. And I'm just going to not get paralyzed for one final time and fire off the Never-Ending Nightmare to Oko the Reuniclus and absolutely finish the whooping of biblical proportions on my main man Collin here. So that's a good game. There's definitely plays that could have gone better in my favor as well. Like I think that I could have played better with my Gliscor. Had my Mimikyu died, there was no way I could have passed speed to anything else because the Stealth Rocks were up and my Gliscor would have died to rocks, meaning that my Charizard takes 50% on income. I don't have Roost. My Virizion would not be able to outspeed Tornadus, which all it has to do is hit a Hurricane on Virizion to absolutely obliterate it. Same thing with Vikavolt, I think. I don't think Vikavolt can take a Hurricane, while it can absolutely obliterate Tornadus. And Scarf Infernape, if you look and see that my last mons were Virizion and Vikavolt, would have done absolutely amazingly. Like, I really... Sometimes you win off misplays, and I think that's more what happened here. I definitely won, don't get me wrong. I mean, you don't get a 5-0 by accident. I laid the beat down. I brought the good prep. He didn't really see it coming. But I think there was definitely a point where he got on tilt. Maybe the pressure got to him, just couldn't handle the heat, so he had to step out the kitchen. But I don't know. I'm not here to judge other people's games. I'm here to talk about my own. I think we played very, very well. I love that the Agility Gliscor set really came through for me. I was super happy about that. I love bringing in little heat sets like that and having it work. So, because this league does allow you 1 baton passers. So, I think, like, imagine if I had gotten, like, I could get a Vikavolt sweep that way. That's how, I think just to talk about the team prep for a minute, the main plan here, outside of Tentacruel and Gliscor, was to get the agility and pass into a sweeper, because any of these Pokemon could have swept that entire team by themselves if they had the speed boost. So it was just a matter of who, what, when, where, and why. And I think we did a great job of that, getting them on in when we needed to, executing the 5-0 sweep, and moving to 3-0 plus 11 differential in the IBA D2, which is super awesome. I'm very excited to be doing very well in this league. And next week, I think I play Aaron, the boy, Aaron. And that's going to be a tough matchup. He's definitely one of the better people in this division, or in this league, that I can tell. And I'll be really excited for that game. But anyway, y'all like, comment, subscribe, all the bullshit. You know how it goes. I'm very excited to be bringing you guys some more Draft League content. I know we went through a little bit of a dry spell there, but just keep on the channel, man. We're coming with some really good games. I feel like we're growing a lot as battlers. We're doing a lot of our own GFX now. This is the IBA GFX, so that's shout out to them. But also, I've been using this as a thumbnail, and it's actually the layout. I'm stupid. I'm really dumb. So, but yeah, so I'm super excited about this game. Really happy with how it turned out. And I hope you guys stick around and watch more shit, man. I got plenty of videos. Y'all take it easy.